Today, I am throwing out 3 must-have tips for any first-time car buyer. Hi, my name's Bill. I'm a car buying expert and I absolutely love giving free car buying advice. Today, I'm going to teach you a few ways to minimize the amount of money you lose at the dealership and headaches you have to go through. So the first tip I'm going to give any first-time buyer isn't too far off the tips I give everybody else. Don't do anything at the dealership. There is absolutely nothing to be gained by going down there to look at the vehicle in person if you haven't figured out a price or if you can even afford it. Most first-time buyers are really impulsive, so if they were at the dealership, they're likely to say yes to things they don't know what they're saying yes to and agree to things that put them in a terrible situation. If you went to the dealership, you might leave with a vehicle that you never would have bought, but you got told by the dealership it was the only one we could get you approved on. But what they didn't tell you is that it was the only one in their inventory they could get you approved on, and you could have found a much better vehicle elsewhere. Tip number 2, and every bit as important as your credit score and your down payment, you're going to want to pick the right vehicle. Oftentimes, first-time buyers will pick a vehicle that's way outside something they can afford, and their DTI just does not allow it. Also, first-time buyers are notorious for picking something that's all broke down. They feel like because their credit is subpar or their situation that they have to get a piece of shit. This simply is not true, and the bank won't approve that loan either. Here is a beautiful sedan that would work perfectly for a first-time buyer's situation, and the bank would be quick to approve based on credit, of course, and a few other factors. This is something that won't break the bank, but is still brand new, has a manufacturer's warranty still on it. So if anything happens when you're driving it and making that payment, it's covered and you're not going to get into a bad situation. Typically, the interest rate is going to be better on these new vehicles as well because, again, you're being rewarded for better collateral. Tip number 3, bring some money down. Don't try and go buy a car with $500 either, because that's not going to change anything except for the fact that you don't have $500 anymore. If we're looking at a $20,000 brand new vehicle with taxes and everything else, it might be more like 22. So maybe try and cover what the taxes and the fees come to at the very least. This is going to put you in a much better position when you go to trade the vehicle in, and you won't be upside down like all your friends will be because they didn't buy their car smart. I almost made the mistake of not telling everybody that down payment is going to lower the loan to value, which of course is going to make it less of a risk for the bank. The bank thinks it's worth this much. The dealership is charging this much. As soon as you start creeping below that number that the bank thinks it's worth, you're a lot more approvable and your interest rate can get better. We are putting a 5-part series on how to buy a car from home, so stay tuned for that, guys. Hope this was informational for you first-time buyers, and of course, anything I didn't address in my video, please feel free to DM or comment. Thank you so much for all the support lately. It has been an absolute blessing. I'll keep coming with the car buying advice. You guys keep coming with the likes and follows.